Hey, it's Sean again from Cold Traffic Conquest, and thank you very much for opting in and giving this training a chance. So I'm going to do two things for you today. I'm going to show you proof that this works first, so it gives you motivation to do the second thing, which I'm going to show you how to actually set up this forever ad, which is really AKA known as a dynamic creative. And I'm going to explain the ins and outs of why you should do this and what the benefits are going to be. So the first thing I want to do is show you a couple accounts where I've implemented this, and it's just killing it. Okay. So the first one is for these personal training guys. They're really great people. You can see that they're getting leads for an ebook for $9.30, and they're getting people into their group for $13.31. Well, if you look, they were getting some of these lead costs for $17.56, $29.33, and the big thing is that it's added a lot of stability to their performance, which they're pretty happy about, which everyone's happy about. We all want consistency, right? I'm going to show you another one here where we just started it, and you can see she's getting $5.11 a lead. The goal was $7. But if you look, this is gonna be really big. You could see how consistent this thing is, and I'm going to explain why this is not getting spent. Okay, so that's what these look like in terms of performance. But let's show you how you actually build one. So the first thing you want to do is when you go into your account, and I'm going to just see if I could move this. This stuff here gets in the way a little bit, but that's okay. If it doesn't move, it doesn't move. Okay, so first thing you want to do is hit create, and just pick your objective. We're going to pick leads. Always do manual leads campaign or manual sales campaign, whatever manual option they give you, okay? Now, I'm not a huge naming convention guy, so you call it whatever you want. I do think it's just helpful to say that it's dynamic creative, just so you know, right? I always like to put dates on my stuff. You don't have to, obviously. It just helps kind of keep track of when things are done and how long things have been running, okay? And all you got to do at this point, I'm going to move my face over here, is hit next. We can use instant forms. You can use website. We'll use instant forms just for the sake of ease. Now, you're going to come down here, and it's going to say dynamic creative. You're going to flip that on, hit continue. Now, there's going to be something we need to check out in the ad section, but what you're going to want to do, and this is going to be a little scary for a lot of people, but trust me on this, it's going to work better, is we're going to leave it open. We're going to leave it broad. Now, the only caveat with that is if you need to target a specific country, that's fine. If you need to target an age range, that's fine. Or a specific gender, that's okay too. But other than that, I leave it wide open because the ad and the copy and the creative and the offer are going to draw the people in, and Facebook's machine learning is going to take over from there. And that's the beautiful part about this type of ad. Leave everything here the way it is, and we hit next. It's going to ask new leads ad. We'll just call it dynamic creative number 1. And one thing that you're going to want to look for is this. Optimize creative for each person. You want to shut this off. The reason why is it creates too many variants of this ad, okay? Now, from here, all we're going to do is just select our creatives. Now, a really great media buyer I follow closely, Charlie Tishner, suggests doing 3 creatives, which means like a combination of, videos. I prefer videos, but you can use what works best for you. Basically I just go to account if I want to find more of my images. But just use 3 creatives. You're going to come down here to primary text, copy 1. You're going to put 2 primary text in. Just for the sake of time, I'm just going to put copy 1 and copy 2. Headline, you're going to put 2 headlines. And basically, that is it. And what's going to happen is we would generally just publish the campaign, right? And it'll take over from there. It'll take over. Now, sometimes this takes like 2 to 3 days to really get going because it's such a huge audience, and it's the reason why we have dynamic creative is it's going to allow Facebook to test different combinations and permutations of your creatives, your copy, headlines to find what works best. Okay, let me show you an example out of my own account. This is my arcade business. How this works. There's a few ways we could see how well it's working. This is for like a $795 item. It's not moving. That's okay. What I'm trying to do is just move this so I can see a little easier. There we go. So the way that we break this down is to see how we're actually performing is by day, and we just want to see. This is about 40% behind right now, but you can see how consistent it is. Just across the board. Had a couple bad days, no big deal, happens. But what we want to look for is the frequency, like how many times people are seeing the ad. Not bad, it's usually 1.1. The CPMs, now people think that there's such a thing as a bad CPM. There isn't. It's just where the ad is being placed in a proverbial funnel, which top, middle, bottom. In my case, because my CPMs are in the low teens, it's typically being placed as a prospecting ad, okay? A lot of people get wound up about click-through rates and cost per clicks. I don't. I worry about one other thing or two other things. How much is it spending? It's generally spending about its budget or over, which is good, and CPA. That's it. That's all I worry about. Now, what I can do in terms of figuring out like what's working or not, so I can go to ads. I can break down, not by day, but you scroll down here. Sorry. And, like you can see what it's doing by text. Of course, I'm going to want to actually pick the campaign. That'd probably help. But I can pick breakdown. I can, see by text. And I can see what's working and not working. Okay. You might think, going back to the example with the cost per lead, you might think, oh my God, this is like, look at that CPA. Why isn't it spending more? Just like with the other ad account, the reason why it's not spending more is it doesn't have Facebook's machine learning based on all the data points it's collected over time just doesn't believe it's going to be a great ad. And I can tell you, I can show you proof. Let me show you. If you look at the last 30 days, you can clearly see that ad has got a bigger CPA than the rest of them, right? It's going to get it right pretty much all the time. All right. So that is the forever ad. Feel free to hold on to this video, replay it. If you have questions, obviously you're free to hit me up. But I'm guaranteeing you, if you run this ad and you give it at least a week and you have a winning creative and you have a winning offer, this is going to do some wonders for you. And the best part is you're not going to have to spend all kinds of time playing around with it like you do standard ads. I'll see you in the next time, and thank you very much.